Welcome back to State of Decay 2 and the Commune. I'm Guillermo now, and we are going to go and do one of the Prepper Ant follow-up missions. At least I think we're going to. I need to get... Oh, there it is, the 1022. Okay, I was worried that maybe I had gotten rid of it or something. But no, we've got it. So that's good. One thing that I've been talking about doing with Guillermo is equipping him with some of my special gear that we got from bounties. So he's already got the tank hammer, and now I'm going to give him the OSS Silent Knight, which is, it's a suppressed revolver, which means that you can fire it quietly as much as you want, and it's never going to break. And so basically, somebody who's a gunslinger like Guillermo can get a lot of mileage out of a gun like that. I don't have enough bullets for it, but luckily I believe I've installed an ammo press. Yes, I have. So we can spend 4 ammo. We've got so much ammo. Holy crap. Yeah, let's make a bunch of 45. All right, 40 extra bullets, is that enough? Oh, probably. And then that's suppressed. We have not suppressed this one, but luckily I also have got the ability to make handmade suppressors now. So they're better suppressors. I know Joe always makes fun of me for having garbage suppressors on my weapon. So this one, I mean, he makes fun of this one too. He prefers advanced suppressors, but I don't have any advanced suppressors. So there we go. All right. So eventually my plan is actually to earn some of the backpacks that you can get from the trifecta pack for this guy, because not only does he have, he's a doctor, and we're going to give him pathology. Not only does he have gunslinging, which makes him really good, using that revolver, but he's also got marathon, which means he can run forever if we can keep the weight of his equipment down. And so getting one of the lightest backpacks available, which is what you can do with the trifecta pack, is a good move. Getting him a light gun that he can fire endlessly with his gunslinging ability, that's a good move. All of these ideas, by the way, came from La Coalición in my chat, which I appreciate. So, all right. So we got to kill 15 zombies with the 1022. Another thing that we should do, though, is... Oh, we should hit up this Wandering Trader, because we are trying to get as much influence as we possibly can. This is not where I get stuff for influence. We're trying to get as much influence as we possibly can, because we're so close to being ready to claim a new base. So... Oh, I like all these. Oh, I don't care about that. So let's just sell some of our garbage weapons. I mean, it's a high-end eskrima stick, but I've got 2 of them. Oh, let's sell... I never use eskrima sticks. Machete, boring. Hatchet, boring. Another machete, boring. Let's load up the back of the pickup. With as many of these as we can. And actually, I think... Yes, I've got space to use this gas can, so I don't need to keep the gas can in the back. All right. Let's go get some more weapons I don't care about. Weapons don't usually sell for the most, but whatever, it's what I've got. People are always telling me to sell these things, so let's do it. And Kanabo, Splitting Maul. Let's go Sawblade Sword and Nail Puller. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got stuff to sell. So let's head up to the Wandering Trader, and in the meantime, as I kill zombies with my rifle, that's also going to count towards another mission, even if I don't have it active. I believe. Oh, by the way, so Kitsune Yuri 1 came in and said, I'm going to a college program on the 20th to learn game design specifically to try to work on State of Decay. That's exciting, Kitsune. Like going to school to learn a new set of skills and sort of kickstart a career is a really exciting moment. I'm happy for you. And yeah, good luck. I mean, You never quite know when we're going to be hiring for different positions. Like right now, for instance, we aren't hiring entry-level designers, and so if somebody had just completed a college program like that, they wouldn't immediately be able to come and work for our company. If we ever do hire, entry-level designers, though, we'll be people who are coming through college programs like that are exactly the people we'd be looking for. So that's a good move. Otherwise, though, I mean, I did not start at a company. I didn't start my career at a company that was as reputable as Undead Labs. Oh, wait. I almost passed the guy. I started at a company that made, licensed games for kids when I was a brand new game designer. And I was happy to have that job. So, if we're not hiring people with your expertise and level of experience at the time you finish that program, definitely cast a wide net, because you can get so much valuable experience, even working on the kinds of games that you wouldn't normally be interested in playing. All right.
Hello.
Hey there, Quill.
Got anything useful you're looking to unload?
All right.
I'm going to sell this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Getting big piles of influence. Grab more stuff out of the car. Where'd you go? Come back here. You want my stuff or not?
Got anything useful you're looking to unload?
Sure. Sounds good.
Yeah, those weapons had vastly different prices. Okay, so how are we doing influence points? We have got enough influence for a new base. And also not enough beds, so we need a new base. Awesome! I'm so excited. Okay, so real quick, though, how much extra do we have? Not enough. I was about to say, I should buy some materials from her. Because I'm setting up a new base. I'm going to be building more stuff than I've currently got. You know what? I think I'm not going to stick at 3,500. I think I'm going to buy these materials from her because I think they're also going to be important for my new base. I think instead... Oh, Quill, there you are. Hi.
We can help each other out.
Sure. Sounds good.
Oh, we got 40 seconds left. Hi. I'd like to trade with you.
Anything useful you're looking to unload?
All right.
Okay. Can I get all three before she goes away? Come on. No, that's not the right side of the door, you idiot. Okay.
Of course.
Where is my cursor? There it is. Yes. Yes. Just in time. Okay, cool. So yeah, we do not have enough influence now, but we are still on a mission. So, it doesn't even matter where on the map. I just got to go and kill 15 zombies. That's going to get me some influence back. Not enough, I don't think, to get back up over 3,500. But we're still pretty close. Ooh. Here's a zombie. It's asking to die. That's one. Kitsune Yuri is reminding me that if I pick the sawmill, I actually don't need to worry that much about materials. That is true, except I think last time I was here, I chose the sawmill. That's why I'm... Okay, this is actually the least efficient way to try to kill... What? To try to kill zombies, but whatever. Just stopping to kill single zombies on the road. But, I was in... I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, I was in the... Oh, wait. There's a bloater. Oh, and some screamers. I'm pretty sure that I was in the sawmill last time. Which means that I kind of want to be in the fire station this time, just because. Just because it makes me happy to do different things. So Kitsune Yuri says, I'd love to work in games right now. Basically I'm full of ideas, but I don't have any programming skill. So I don't actually have programming skill either. So the kinds of skills that you need as a designer, part of it is programming like skills. I mean, like scripting a mission, for instance, you need to know the same kind of logic that you need to learn in order to program is also useful when you're scripting missions. But or things like that. There's a lot of parts of game design, or jobs that are often given to game designers that involve some mastery of the kind of logic that's used in programming. But I don't actually know. I don't know C++. Like I can't write, that kind of code. That's not a thing I can do. What a game designer needs to be good at is sort of imagining the player's experience. What experience the player is going to have with the game. And coming up with the set of mechanics, a set of rules that are going to give them that experience, give them the freedom that they want, but also give them the outcomes and the entertainment that they want. And that's actually, it's a weird arcane discipline. It's like studying art, where you're like, well, what do you learn when you're studying art? I mean, it's not like somebody can just teach you a set of rules that make you a good artist. They can teach you rules that are helpful, but ultimately it's about practice. And that's kind of what game design is like too, where it's like, you can go to school and you can learn a lot about game design. Like they can get you thinking about the right stuff, so that you can give you some interesting ways to frame your thoughts around game design, teach you some sort of hard-earned lessons picked up by experts, that sort of thing. But really, a lot of what you get from game design programs, from the best game design programs, is experience making games. They'll give you a simple tool set that's easy to use. They'll pair you with people who are, learning to program and learning art, and they'll get you to just make a game. And the first game you make will be garbage, but you'll see people playing it. You'll learn why it's garbage, and then the next time you make a game, you'll remember all of those lessons, the things that didn't work last time, and you won't make those same mistakes, and you'll make different mistakes on a better game. And you'll keep doing that until you've had enough practice. Just like an artist just doodling on a notebook in their spare time. You'll end up with a lot of practice, making better and better decisions about a game. And so that's hopefully, whatever game design program you're going into, hopefully they have a really strong, experience and portfolio building element to what they do. Because that's really what's going to teach you the most. So Undead Mark says that a really good hairdo gets you most of the way there to being a good game designer, and I absolutely agree. That's the key. That's really the key element to the whole thing. Oh, hello. Nope. Oh, well, there went my door. Okay. I guess I got to repair this thing now. Ah! Oh, what am I doing? Oh, no, this is not where I wanted to go at all. No. Heck no. Okay, let's, Okay, I really hope this Juggernaut can't figure out how to get to me either. All right. Now I know where I am. For a minute, I just didn't know where I was, and I was just driving in a completely stupid random direction. Now I know where I am, and I can get back home. So yeah, Undead Mark says most of game design is making sure trolls don't ruin your game. That is, I mean, especially for multiplayer games, that is a huge part of it. But it's not even just trolls. Mark's got a really good point. But a lot of the time, when you're playing a single-player game, we still have to try to keep you from ruining your own game, which is, it's stuff like, I think a huge part of my job as sort of like a senior game designer on the team is it's sort of when people have ideas and make suggestions for mechanics, like, oh, it'll work this way, and the player will be motivated to do this. They'll have this incentive, and they'll do this, and they'll do that. I'll be like, but what about when that incentive makes them want to do this stupid thing? And me sort of having had the experience of watching players abuse mechanics that I've designed in a million different ways. That's a huge, having that sort of that experience and being able to predict in advance, oh, if you design it that way, players are going to ruin their own experience by exploiting and finding, dominant strategies that are contrary to the fantasy of the game, ruin their experience, but they feel compelled to do it because of the incentives of the game. Stuff like that, thinking of that kind of stuff in advance and not having to do it and put it in front of players before you realize that it's happening is a huge part of the value of having senior experienced designers on a team. That's like most of what I do is noticing stuff like that and calling it out. Is how it feels sometimes anyway. Okay, so we got home with a bunch of stuff. We've deposited those materials, which gave us credit towards resources collected, didn't give us credit towards food and fuel. But, so one thing I'm not sure of, when you trigger these missions yourself, like say I wanted to, I think I know some places with food, if I wanted to locate fuel.
Somebody out there must know where we can scavenge for.
I don't remember if these missions have influence rewards at the end or not. Because if they do,
I've got people working on your request right now.
this could be a great move right now. Like going out there and not only satisfying our food needs, but also satisfying our influence
All
needs.
said and done. Red Talon's gonna be the guys who put it
Ooh,
all back together.
the Scrappers are our allies, and I can trade with them at a good rate. That's another option for getting influence. So let's grab even more of my, like, yeah, I never knew you use nightsticks. They're just light. Yeah, let's get rid of the nightsticks. They just feel insubstantial. I don't really like using them. I love the cutting machine blade. Don't need the trench tool
Lift this.
or the other trench tool. I really like all of these. The 2 anniversary pack weapons, gotta keep those. Branding iron's cool. Mace, is it my son's mace? I don't think it is. Oversized mallet, don't need that. Let's get rid of the mace. And mower blade sword. Oh wait,
Fit this.
okay, whatever. That's enough. Let's head out there and see if we can get some influence and some fuel. And then I think there were... Oh, I meant to repair the car. I guess I'll do it later. So if a feral or something tries to jump on my driver's side, I'm just going to switch seats. And hopefully that'll work. Oh, okay, I've fallen behind on the chat. Sorry about that. And I'm driving right now, so once I get to a safe-ish place, I'll try to catch up. What is a good way to get where I'm trying to go? Is to turn where I just didn't turn. There we go. All right. On the way. I'm trying to read the chat, but I'm just terrified I'm going to run into a bloater while I'm doing it. So it says scavenge for fuel in Providence West. So basically, our map is divided up into neighborhoods and regions. Whenever you cross a region boundary, it'll put a little title up on the screen. We've also got neighborhoods. I'm not actually sure if Providence West... Okay, yeah, I think Providence West is a neighborhood, and Liberty Estates is the region that it's in, I think. And so... those neighborhood names, the only place you ever see them is in a handful of missions that will basically, they'll cast a set of buildings and say, okay, it'll cast a building that has fuel in it. And then it'll cast the neighborhood that building is in. And then it'll cast 2 other buildings in that neighborhood. And it'll say, go search in Providence West. It just occurred to me that I can't, because I filled my inventory, I can't actually grab other stuff in this place. And I want to grab other stuff in this place. So, let's go see these guys first. Let's sell the stuff in our inventory, and then let's go scavenging.
I like this place. I can use this.
All right.
Hello there.
So let's trade.
Got anything useful you're looking to unload?
Sure, sounds good.
Oh, they've got meds. That's nice of them. Ooh, and actually, as much as I want their influence, they've got a repair kit. And actually, okay, that was a problem.
So nice to see you.
You saw that, right?
Of course.
There isn't a buy one button for things that stack in their inventory but not yours. So I had to buy 2 toolkits. I think somebody called that out earlier. I might have taken a note of it already. But just in case I haven't, let's make a note here. No buy 1 button on semi-stackables. Because, yeah, we should definitely fix that problem. Yeah, Ranith Court, I think you're right. I think it was called out last week. But I don't think I've actually got some notes stacked up from last week that I never bothered inputting just because I was really busy with other stuff and I didn't do it. So sorry. But let's repair this vehicle. And I don't think there's any zombies around, so I should try to catch up with the chat. So, Space Case points out that I've got so much health I probably wouldn't die if I ran into a bloater. Maybe not. I think I might easily die from... I don't know how my infection meter looks. I might still die from infection. Let's see here. Yeah, Quintarius Quincy says, a good teacher appears to be finding yourself in situations where you would say, we didn't expect players to do that. You know, yeah, and you can't eliminate all of those, but the more of those you do, the better you get at predicting them. Wizard says, is killing Juggernauts not giving you standing a known issue? Not known to me. I'm not really on the State of Decay 2 team anymore, so I'm not sure about that, but how are you sure it's not giving you standing? I guess if you're just looking at your character's standing meter, which this one he's maxed it out already, so I can't show it. It doesn't give you standing. It doesn't give you any at all? That does surprise me, actually. That doesn't feel like that's how it should work. So Space Case Mofo asks, where did you learn the skills to identify like game theory that tells you how to design around those issues? It really was entirely just experience with playtests. Like I got my first game job in the era right before college programs became a thing. So I just started as an entry-level designer because somebody thought I seemed clever, and that was it. Like that was my only qualification. So everything I've learned about game design has purely been from trying things, failing, and then trying to figure out a solution, and then trying the solution, and then failing. You know, which is, it's the hard way to do it, but it's a way that works. But the thing is, like, there isn't really, like, there isn't a set of rules you can just learn that work in every case. Every game is really fundamentally different, and small changes to a game, you know, small differences between one game and another can make a massive difference to how the incentives work for the player. So yeah, so there isn't really like a school you can go to that will just teach you the answers to all those questions. You kind of have to learn by doing, which is one reason why I think the best college programs around game design are ones that make you that like have you making games as quickly as possible, as often as possible. Just fail fast. You know, some of the better like writers that I've listened to have said that, you know, that everybody's got, you know, 10,000 words of bad writing in them. And no, it wasn't 10,000. That's like a couple books or something. That's like not even a book. A book is like, a novel is like a minimum 40,000 words. It was 100,000 words. Everybody's got 100,000 words of terrible fiction in them. And the faster you get through that 100,000 words, the better off you are as a writer. That's what it was. And so that's true. And similarly with video games, everybody's got some really bad video games in them. And the faster you get through those really bad video games, the more you make, the quicker you make those, the faster you can get onto the good games that you're capable of making. So luckily, you know, I made a ton of bad games working in the licensed kid game industry, and so I was able to sort of get out a lot of those bad games in advance of working at Undead Labs, where it's kind of important for me to try to make good games. All right, I'm gonna go try to grab some materials. Oh wait, no, there was someplace around here where I could get food, wasn't there? Was this it? Yes. Let's go to the value wagon first while we're down here, because food is on the list, and I think most of the sources of food that are still available are down here in the south. So let's grab some food rucksacks before we head back north again. And if we can find some fuel, I think there might have been at least one fuel place down this way too. So the more of these rucksacks that satisfy the bounties as we can get, the better. So Mark, who worked with me at the same place that I'm talking about where I made all the bad games, he says Aragon PSP was flawless. So yeah, Aragon PSP was a harrowing project that, Mark, were you and I both on that? I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember which projects you and I worked on together because we were adjacent to each other in some cases and then actually worked together in other cases, and I've forgotten what we actually did. Like, I think we both worked on Gears and Guts, for instance, but at kind of separate times. Like, I did some early pre-production work, and then you were actually on the team, something like that. But yeah, that was a harrowing experience. That game did not have enough time or money, and there were a lot of missteps in the process. Oh, my inventory's totally full now. Oh, yeah, so Mark says that, yeah, he did work on Aragon. Aragon was his first game there. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, we did a lot of games based on, like, kids' movie licenses, which, at the time, they don't really do the same kind of lower-tier licensed game these days that they used to do. Like, now, like, they'll do mobile games based on kids' movies, or a lot of times they'll do, like, say, Fortnite events based on movies, where, you know, they don't try to make an entire game and put it on a disc and put it on a shelf based on a movie. They'll just, like, buy some time, basically, from the Fortnite team or whatever, and get them to do a tie-in event or whatever. Or they'll make a much smaller scale mobile game that doesn't cost a lot of money. But back when, you know, Mark and I were earlier in our careers, every time there was, like, a movie made for children, they had to put a box with a disc in it on shelves to try to sell to the families of the children that loved the movie. Like, oh, my kid loved Over the Hedge. I'm gonna get Over the Hedge for their PSP, which was a game that I worked on, and you know, and that was just sort of thinking was basically, you know, these. We don't, and the games didn't have to be good because that wasn't, you know, people weren't buying the games because they heard they were good. They were buying the games because they knew that their kid really, really liked the IP. And so they would buy the game for their kid because the kid would get excited to see the characters and the title on the box. But then those kids grew up and had kids of their own, and they were like, you know what? I was excited to see those faces on the box, but actually those games were never very good, and I didn't enjoy them. And so people stopped buying those games. So the company we worked for actually had to go and start making mobile games instead, because those kinds of games that, you know, Mark and I cut our teeth on, they just didn't exist anymore. Nobody made them anymore. Okay, let's get out of here. Start the engine! Okay. I'm going the wrong direction, and I don't care. All right. So what I need actually, I just marked a random place, but actually what I need, once I get out of danger, is more food and fuel. Wait, am I? This is absolutely the wrong direction, isn't it? Where am I? This is the wrong direction. Food. Oh, somebody needs my help. I don't care. All right, so. Oh yeah, so Mark actually started his career at Humongous Entertainment, which is another. It was different, but it was another kid-focused place, and probably honestly more reputable than the place where we ended up working together. So Chronic the God asks, are there any new maps or stories coming to State of Decay 2? I couldn't answer that. You know, we announce what we announce when we announce it. So I'm not going to give you any previews of that. I would be surprised if we added a new map anytime soon, because maps are among the most difficult and expensive things to add to the game. They're enormous, and they take a massive team devoted full time to building the map. And I think we can get a lot more bang for our buck from making other stuff. So no, I would not expect a map anytime soon. Story content? Who knows? There's possibilities there, but I'm definitely not gonna promise anything. There we go. Got some more food and some seeds. Let's get all the seeds. Yes, all the seeds. Yes, all the seeds and all the zombies. That's what I'm here for. Okay, let's get out of here. Yeah. Thanks to whoever it was on the team who suggested, I forgot who it was now. Somebody on the team suggested that whenever the player opens up, by the way, I love that move. Whenever the player opens up, if the player's got a rucksack on their back and they open up their trunk in their car, we automatically highlight the rucksack, because a lot of the time that's what you're trying to do is stow a rucksack. And somebody on the team made that suggestion. I forgot who it was, but they were brilliant. And I've used that so many times. Like, I've got a rucksack on my back. I'm nervous about zombies chasing me. And I want to just get it off my back as fast as I can without losing it. So I'll stick it in the trunk. And I always know if I open the trunk, the rucksack is going to be highlighted, and I can just throw it right in there. Awesome Twitch 2, no, I cannot say anything about the size of the State of Decay 2 team. That's one of the things where, that's one of those sort of trade secret type things where, you know, knowing exactly how a company is staffed actually is the kind of business information that, like, potential investors and folks like that are often after. Oh, come on. Really? You can't just... Fine. There you go. Oh yeah, this is too many of these guys. Dang it. Okay, I'm just gonna put some distance between me and them. Oh, here we go. Oh, you want to climb a fence, guys? You want to climb a fence? Or while you're climbing a fence, I'm gonna get in my car. How does that sound? Try driving a car, zombie. Losers. All right. Except I'm gonna get right back out of the car because...
Watch the pharaoh.
The what? Where is it? Where is it? Where's the feral? Oh, what? It hid behind a pole. That wasn't cool. Okay, I just got a bunch of influence. I'm not even sure why.
I think I just spotted a pharaoh.
Okay, if there were two, there's probably three. There he is. Oh, stop it. Okay, it doesn't even slow him down. I thought maybe... I could at least slow them down with 22s, but no, these guys just ignore 22s like they're just BBs. All right. Wait, did I actually get the food? No, I didn't go and get the food yet, did I? All right. So Akina Shark asks, how come the new trait that I added, wrote a viral tweet, is so rare to roll? Mostly just because I was putting it in purely as a vanity thing. Like, it was just because one of my favorite podcasters, Matthew Castle, wrote a viral tweet, and I wanted to make a trait that sort of honored his tweet that I really liked, the infamous Blorko tweet. And so, but it was such a vanity thing, I felt kind of embarrassed about it, and so I didn't want it to be popping up all the time. So I made it really rare, just because, you know, it's a fun Easter egg, but it's also like, do we really need that landing on every single character? Probably not. So if you're trying to get it, I apologize for making it so rare, because, yeah, no, I think I made it pretty incredibly rare. But yeah, I just get a little bit embarrassed about putting vanity stuff in the game. Okay, so I've got that stuff. Aha, fuel. Get a little bit more fuel, and then we'll head home and see. I don't remember exactly how much stuff is in each of these rucksacks. I don't know if I've got enough rucksacks to satisfy all of these at once, but I hope I do, because that will be fun. I'm going to run myself out of 22 any second now here. Oh no! Oh, come on. Is it up here? Where's the rucksack? Oh, the rucksack's in that can. Of course, they crammed the rucksack inside the can. Akina Shark asks, is it rarer? Is that trait rarer than the Plague Survivors of the nicknames? I think so. I think both of those have fairly normal. I think they're both a little bit rare, but they're like in the normal range of rare. I think I made the viral treat one like super rare. Okay. Whoop! There we go. Okay, come on. All right, well, that was a dumb way for me to abuse my car. Let's head back home. Ah, stop it! Frickin' zombies. There we go. Need a nice wall sometimes to scrape the zombies off. So yeah, the thing about trait rarity is like we have sort of a we've got a sort of a flat value on each of the traits that says how rare they should be. You know, like basically 100. If we give it 100, a weight of 100, that means it's normal level of common. If I put like a 50 or a 25, that means it'll happen half or a quarter as often. If we go down to like 10 or 5 or 1 on the weighting value, then the traits very rarely show up at all. And few traits get down as low as 10, 5, or 1. But the problem is traits are more complicated than that, because traits also have, like, you know, you'll get one trait and it'll disallow another trait, that sort of thing. And so it's never actually as simple as just counting up all the traits and comparing their weights and deciding, you know, how rare something would be. It's always a little bit more complex than that. And so I can never really say exactly, okay, we need to repair this vehicle. I'm not going to keep driving this, potentially through crowds, while the engine's still doing that. Okay, so Kitsune Yuri wants to know, the houses with names of people on them, specifically like the Savini house in Trumbull Valley, do we know if those are randomized house names or Easter eggs or what? So yeah, every location name in the game, none of them are randomized. Originally, we had the idea maybe we could give them like street addresses and randomize them or something like that. We decided against that. We decided that actually what they would benefit more from is if we gave them descriptive names that actually match what they look like. And since what they look like is never randomized, their names are also never randomized. And so all of those names of like houses where like says, oh, this is the house where this family, the Justino house, for instance, or the Vogel house, those names were all explicitly chosen, and every single one of them is some kind of Easter egg. There's a few that are named after State of Decay characters. Like I think there's a church that's like the Santa Maya Church, that's named after Maya from State of Decay 1. But then, yeah, Savini Residence is named after like a zombie genre icon. The Kirkman House is named after, you know, Robert Kirkman. And then a lot of the starter homes from the first 3 maps from when State of Decay 2 was released. They're all named after characters in my favorite like zombie movies at the time. So the Justino house is named after Miss Justino from The Girl with All the Gifts. The Vogel house is named after Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in that Schwarzenegger zombie movie, whose title I've forgotten. Oh no, out of storage. I genuinely can't think of the name of that Arnold Schwarzenegger. The one where his daughter's a zombie. That movie. It's named after him. And then what was the third one? Vogel House was Drucker County. Justino was Cascade Hills, wasn't it? What was the one from Meager Valley now? I've forgotten. I could probably tell you what it was from if I can remember what it was. Akina Shark, I'd considered making a list of the traits that can't go together. Oh, good luck. I mean, if you're talking about sort of going into the data and finding out what tags they have and what the features of those tags are, great. Oh, by the way, I get this character, Lupita. I'm so sorry. I never intended to go on your mission.
The dead are making a run on our base.
Oh, hey, zombie threat at home. Well, you know what? That's a good time for me to cut things so that I can have the next episode start with a siege, which is one of my favorite things. So, let me catch up with the chat a little bit more. So, Akita Shark, I do not think you can figure out the rules just from rolling characters, because there's so many traits to choose from. I don't think you could just figure it out by process of elimination. You'd have to roll so many times. You would have to basically be like an AI. I don't think that's possible. I mean, theoretically you could do it, but like theoretically you could fill a room with monkeys and get them to write Shakespeare. Theoretically, but no one's gonna wait that long. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was Justino House, Vogel House, and what was the third house? Because I could tell you what it was from if I could remember what it was. Can't remember the third house. Oh, somebody's gonna remind me. Oh, Maggie. So yeah, so Undead Mark just looked it up. The Schwarzenegger movie, I think, is called Maggie. And and I really liked it, actually. I was surprised. Like, you kind of expect Schwarzenegger to make certain kinds of movies, and this was a very different kind of movie. It was a movie about fatherhood and grief, and it's just not his usual fare. And so I thought I really liked it. That's why I named it the Vogel House. The Clarington House. That's right. That's right. And what was? Oh crap. Okay, let me make sure that I'm remembering the name of this movie right, because I'll be so embarrassed if I get it wrong. Yes, okay, so Clarington is the name of the protagonist in Night of the Living Deb, which is my brother-in-law's zombie movie. So, so if you want, you probably haven't seen it. It was a very small independent film, but I think it was even kickstarted. But yeah, if you want to check that out, Night of the Living Deb, that's what the Clarington House is named after. Thank you for the reminder, Airy Twitch. So, yeah, okay, I guess we'll wrap this episode up. So, there's a subscribe button. Here's links to other videos, and the next video I make right now is gonna go here, because I need to get that last bit of fuel and then go claim a new house. A new base.